Competitive Team Fortress 2. The saving grace, or so everyone thought, of an already dying game. Now, Competitive had a very rough start, though recently they've had quite a few updates that supposedly will save Competitive. The load times are now almost instant, you don't lose as many points in the lower tiers when you lose a match, so it's no longer impossible to get out of fresh meat unless you have a team of 6s ready to play competitive anyway, because you keep getting paired with free-to-play gibbous-wielding heavies. The point is, competitive is supposedly getting on the right track. So I decided to play a bit of competitive, leveled up 3 times, and well, these are my experiences with the new competitive Team Fortress 2. Match abandonment. Now, when competitive first started, people were abandoning matches left and right, due to the fact that they had almost no points whatsoever anyway. So why should they bother staying through the whole round and lose the equal amount of points anyway, when they can abandon and ensure that no one gets any points? Well, now that the leveling system is not completely broken for lower tiers, you would think that this wouldn't be happening anymore. Well, it's still happening. Though the strange thing is, when there's a very even match, and both teams still have a great chance of winning, say it's tied, say it's a stalemate, or say that each team has won one time, people will abandon. Though, if you're completely stomping the competition, or getting stomped yourself, no one will leave the match. No one will leave the match. Oh, except for those rare instances where someone does leave the match, but it doesn't trigger the abandonment script, and everyone is still stuck in the match. They cannot leave. Yet that one guy was able to leave without any consequences. How does that even happen? The idols and the free-to-plays. Now, I don't have a lot of footage from this because I don't bother saving footage that I can't use, or at least I thought I couldn't use. But there have been many instances where our teammates will just out of nowhere drop completely idle and do nothing throughout the rest of the game. And that's not considered a player abandonment, so you lose all of your points for that. And very, very often, even in the higher levels, we're getting a lot of free-to-plays. Nothing against free-to-plays, it's just the majority of them in competitive really don't know what they're doing. We're getting free-to-plays that are using the Phlogistinator against a team of soldiers and medics. Teammates that are using the Rap Assassin as their primary weapon. And my absolute favorite, we get teammates that are trying to shoot the enemy with the Rocket Jumper. How do people that have no idea what they're doing like this get into even the higher tiers like 3 or 2? How are they getting out of fresh meat? Now, if it was up to me, I would say that you should gain a certain amount of points depending on how well you did in the match. And it would consider support like engineer, healing by medic, all these things. Instead of, getting lucky and having a good team carry you, and despite you getting 3 points on the leaderboard and the guy at top getting 63, you're still gaining as many points. Remember when competitive was so broken that you would lose points despite completely stomping the enemy and winning a game? We just won! I got the most damage! We just won! And I lost points for this. I lost points for winning. Well, that wasn't a while ago. That was yesterday. That was recorded yesterday night. In fact, no, that would have been around 12 in the morning. That was today. That was today that happened. Long after this whole competitive update thing. So competitive is still riddled with flaws like this. Despite their update saying that they are fixing competitive, competitive is still as broken as it was before, just in different areas. So let's talk about if this is going to be the death of Team Fortress 2. People were already talking about how Team Fortress 2 was going to die, that it was losing steam really fast, and the saving grace would be the competitive matchmaking update. and then that completely destroyed the trust of the Team Fortress 2 players. A lot of them just switched over to Overwatch, and I gave Overwatch a try. It's okay, but if Overwatch had come out even a couple years ago, even like a year ago, I doubt we'd be seeing as many people switching from Team Fortress 2 over to Overwatch. I feel that it is because of the competitive updates blunder that so many people have just lost all faith in Team Fortress 2 and are switching to Overwatch. And I don't blame them. This is terrible. This is absolutely awful. It's almost unplayable. Oh, and the last thing that still plagues competitive is aimbot. Aimbot everywhere. LMAO box is even back up and running. We had three aimbots on the enemy team. We had an ambassador spy and 2 snipers. And they were using LMAO box, which now apparently also blocks out the chat. So you can't tell your teammates, hey, report these guys. We kicked their butts. We all went vaccinator, medic, and soldier. Absolutely destroyed them. Despite the victory against the aimbots, the only reason we won was because we were more competent than the rest of their team. If the rest of their team had been competent, we would have been wiped clean. There would be no competition whatsoever. We would have just been destroyed. And this keeps happening. We keep getting aimbots in competitive. That whole vac ban wave, it's completely irrelevant now. Every hacker is back with a new account, the new LMAO box, and nothing's being done about it. Now this is something I actually admire Overwatch for. They are very good about handling their aimbots. Something that Valve completely fails at. So is competitive going to be the death of Team Fortress 2? I think so. It's already happening. Team Fortress 2 is definitely in a huge decline, especially since the Overwatch creators have already shown that they care about the community, and they will do anything to please the community. And I mean anything. Oh, too many of the female characters look similar? Let's add a female-heavy weapons guy. Oh, is Tracer's pose at the end of the round too over-sexualized? Well, we'll change that. Or maybe you shouldn't give Tracer the butt of 2 melons making out.
My God.
And now they're going on to make all these weapon balances, because the community has complained about a few minor things. And even though they're really minor things do affect the gameplay significantly. And this just shows that Blizzard is listening to the community, and they're acting pretty quickly upon the complaints. This is where Team Fortress 2 completely fails, and why so many people are losing faith in Team Fortress 2, and just Valve in general. Even the community, people are losing faith in. Now, when I say Team Fortress 2 is dying or is going to die, I don't mean that there's going to be no one playing it whatsoever. I say just expect numbers to decrease dramatically until something is done about this, until the community of Team Fortress 2 or Valve in general actually starts listening and starts fixing some things. I'm still waiting for them to fix competitive so my shield doesn't keep falling off my arm every time I die. The fact that they don't fix little tiny things like this shows that they're really not doing very well when it comes to serving the community. Like the red tape recorder. That idle animation has been broken for almost 2 years. It never used to be. It could be an easy fix. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not an easy fix. Well, how about the Iron Bomber? The Iron Bomber's animations being broken ever since it was implemented to the game, and it still has not been fixed. Oh, but don't worry, the community made a patch for Team Fortress 2 that you can put in that will fix the animation. Oh, wait, Valve made an update and now that doesn't work anymore. There's the spin-up sound of the Brass Beast. That would be a really easy fix, but no. Apparently they don't see these broken animations as important or relevant, even though the red tape recorder flickers across the screen like no other, and it looks absolutely awful. The fact that they're not doing these even small, minor fixes, how can we trust them to run these huge updates and fix major problems? That's the way that people are thinking. They're not handling this very well. They're doing a terrible job with competitive. But I don't think Team Fortress 2 is ever really going to die in general. I don't think that's possible for no one to be playing the game, for it to be impossible to find a match.
perfect. All of you are bad.
People to this day still play the online battling system in GoldenEye Reloaded for the Wii. So if that still has people playing, I highly doubt that Team Fortress 2 is ever going to completely die. It has way too much of a following. Even when the majority of the Team Fortress 2 following abandons it for Overwatch, there's still a huge community left playing Team Fortress 2. But Valve, you need to serve that community. What I'm worried is that we are going to see significantly less updates due to this. The fact that everyone's abandoning Team Fortress 2. Valve, as a company, is going to see this as, oh, well, people don't like this game anymore. Time to make a new one. Let's just forget about Team Fortress 2 in general and focus on Dota or Counter-Strike, whatever. They're not going to see it as we need to improve upon this game and do everything we can to get the fan base back, because really, a lot of them are already lost, and no matter what they do to Team Fortress 2, there are going to be those players that are just like, you know what? Overwatch has never been this crappy. They always listen to the community. We're gonna stick with Overwatch. To that I say, just wait. Overwatch's time is going to come to an end. Though as it is right now, it is impressive. They're doing a good job with it. Though, the rumored updates that are coming for Overwatch, this could kill it. But we'll talk about that in a much later video. For now, we're talking about Team Fortress 2 and how competitive is killing it. So no, I don't think Team Fortress 2 will ever fully die, though this is a huge concern that Valve should be looking at. People are abandoning Team Fortress 2. It's seen as a crap game. You remove Valve servers, casual and competitive are just riddled with flaws, and the community is dying. They're all switching over to Overwatch.
You're making your teammates look bad.
What?! I'm losing points for this! Community servers are horrendously low in players. You would think that community servers would gain more players because of this, that they're the only servers that are actually running properly. No, they're being abandoned left and right. That's why my server hasn't been up as long as it has. I'll publish the server every now and then and let people join, but I don't have it up nearly as much as I thought because people just don't play Team Fortress 2 as much anymore. It's as simple as that. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little ramble going on about competitive and Team Fortress 2 and all that. Let me know what you think of competitive in the comments below. Let me know if I missed anything important. And be sure to share your thoughts on where you think Team Fortress 2 is heading, especially after the Meet Your Match update being completely forgotten about and glossed over. Really, people don't care as much about Heavy vs. Pyro as Soldier vs. Demo. That was a huge event. Heavy vs. Pyro, it's just like, yeah, we'll just sit back and wait for this to end. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day. And one last thing before the video ends, shout out to Spartan Dragon for donating a strange prehistoric pullover. This was a very cute hat, and it was actually used to help me craft a new weapon that I'm going to be using for my demo night. So, very helpful. Thank you very much, Spartan Dragon. He's a very kind person. So, big thank you to him, and thank you all for watching this video all the way through. I will see you all, hopefully, in the next one.
Burger.